everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications. You know, Jason, that's in North Alabama. Then we are also syndicated worldwide on Abundant TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 1 p.m. Central, as we get to talk about all kinds of very interesting things. You know, the world is all about saving money.
Yes.
The world is all about how can I relax in these weird times that we're living in right now.
Absolutely.
Jason Fowler is with me right now. And Jason and I are buddies. We've been friends for, how many years has it been? I think it's when I first moved back from Charlotte.
Probably so.
Yeah, that
more
was,
than we want to
in
say.
2013. Something like that. And so you have, you're doing a really, really great job. I love massage therapy. And I love alternative ways for relaxing people.
Absolutely.
And this is definitely it. So talk to us about your training and how you got started in massage therapy.
So whenever I first got started, I was actually working with a chiropractor doing his medical billing, and I wanted to help people more than just look at numbers all day. But chiropractic school was too long and too much debt for that point in my life. So my sister's an esthetician, and she had gone to Miller Mott in Chattanooga. So I looked into massage therapy. They had that there. Actually went to talk to them on a Friday, and they said, hey, we're starting a class on Monday if you want to start. So I kind of jumped in with both feet and haven't looked back. So it's been pretty cool. But that was back in 2019. And for 5 years now, I've been massaging, loving it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and some of you have heard this story before. Phil and I won, or I earned a trip to Nevada, just on a town on the outside of Las Vegas. And so we got free massage therapy and all this kind of stuff that came with it. And I was all digging into it, and Phil didn't want to. And I talked him into it. So he puts his hands in his pockets and goes, I guess so. And so he goes in, you know, just all stiff looking. He comes out looking like, you can have anything you want, honey. I am in such a good mood. Yep. It was good for him. So talk about why massage therapy? Why is that such a good thing?
So it's really good because it is a way to increase your health and wellness, and it really helps without being invasive. It's not another pill or something that, you know, a lot of Western medicine is into, but we can really help with a lot of different ailments, I guess you could say, just by getting the body back into the natural state where it needs to be. We're not worried about, because stress is a killer, especially these days, and we're all under a whole lot of stress. So if you can get rid of that, why not? You know, and massage is definitely one of the best ways to get rid of it, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, just, you know, keeping your heart intact and that kind of thing. It all has to do with massage therapy.
Oh, yeah.
It's what they did a long time ago. Over 2,000 years ago, they were doing massage therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow it worked, didn't it?
Ever since that first caveman bumped his head and rubbed on it, it's been massaged. So
it's been massage therapy. They said Cleopatra. You know, you think of Cleopatra. You know, she just laid on a couch all day long and ate grapes and chocolates.
What a life.
No, no. She was actually a businesswoman. And so she owned some mines, some salt mines.
Nice.
And so she would sell the salts and also aromas, you know, those things too. This was quite a businesswoman. She knew about that.
Yeah,
Probably why she was beautiful.
Probably. All of that great skincare, and I'm sure she had massages. So.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. So now, how does aromatherapy work with massage therapy?
So one of the most basic things that the human body has is smell, and so it's also one of the quickest memory triggers. So if you have a scent that especially goes back to like childhood of relaxation and stuff, that's probably the quickest way to get you into a relaxed state, is through scent. And then once you're relaxed, we can really get the body in tune with that.
That's kind of like when I smell an apple cinnamon candle, I think of my grandmother's apple cinnamon pie.
Right.
And those crisps, and it does put you in a good mood.
Absolutely. So scent, that olfactory sense, is definitely one of the most powerful things in the human body. So we use aromatherapy to help relax, or if you're wanting, like if you have sinus issues, we can use different aromatherapies to help with that, decongestion and stuff. So it's a lot of different things we can do with aromatherapy, but probably the most popular is relaxing. So
Well, scents also, because I've been making candles forever,
Mm.
and scents are kind of a personal thing. Like Love Spell from Victoria's Secret, that's
Right.
one of my best selling candles. But some people will smell the Love Spell candle and just like do their nose like this, and then some people are just all into it. It's like they're just holding it like
Right.
this, and so it's kind of a personal thing. So before you use aromatherapy, do you kind of talk with
I
the
always
customer
ask the client if they want aromatherapy, if they have a certain scent that they like, because some people have a real sensitivity to that kind of thing, and I don't want to mess with anything for sure. But yeah, I always ask the client beforehand if you want it, what kind do you like. Some of them have never tried that before, so we try, a couple different things throughout the massage. But yes, I always ask beforehand. So.
Well, there are fragrant oils, and then there are essential oils. And the fragrant oils are not all natural.
Right.
Your Love Spell, that's not an all-natural fragrance, but some of my customers want essential oils. And that could be any of your rosemary or any lavender.
Any organic thing like that.
Yeah.
The big difference for us in massage, fragrance oils we use for inhaling. So you can smell that, but essential oils we can actually use on the body with a carrier oil. So that's really the biggest difference for us. I mean, you can still inhale essential oils, but you can't rub fragrance oils on the body because it's not organic. So,
well, what are some of the essential oil types, and what would you use them for? Like lavender, what would you use lavender
lavender's
for?
a good relaxer. Also, I do a lot of pregnancy massage, and one of those that we do is induction. So it's a safer way to induce labor rather than chemicals and stuff. But thyme and sage are good oils for inducing labor. So just different things.
Should have done that. I was in labor 26 hours.
Yeah, you should have for sure.
More than that, I was too ignorant to know that's what it was.
But you can also use things like eucalyptus will help open things up if you've got some congestion. So all kinds of different essential oils, and sometimes they're different for different people because what may be relaxing to you may not be for me. So everybody's different.
What about oils that will help you to sleep at night?
Lavender would be good for that. Any kind of soft floral fragrance I would recommend for a good sleep. So.
And then how about the ones you just got to really get, you got that test you got to study for tonight.
Right. So if you
gotta...
need to stay awake, yeah, eucalyptus is good for that. Also, clary sage is a pretty popular essential oil. It's really good for stimulating the sense. So,
yeah. So, and I've known this as well. I have some customers who have said, I can't use a candle. It was because they're smelling the fragrant oil instead of the essential oil.
Right.
And the folks who can't handle the carrier oils can handle the essentials.
A lot of times, because they're organic. So they do a whole lot better on the body or in the body, however you're using them. But for sure, fragrance oils can, if somebody's sensitive to smell, that's usually where they have the problem is a fragrance oil. So.
Absolutely. I like baby powder. I know it's not essential, but I like baby powder.
Still smells good. Yeah.
Makes you think of little babies, and so puts you in
that
kind
clean
of a
smell.
good mood. So if someone's in a working environment, okay, and you're going by, and it's one of the things we're doing, we'll dig into that in just a few minutes. You can find out what Jason does. So if it's a business, then Mr. and Mrs. Employer doesn't want their employees sleeping the rest of the day. So what would be a good fragrant oil?
I would probably recommend something like lemon or orange.
Like you smell in here?
Right. Just that.
I got it lit up with lemon.
It has a good clean fragrance to it, but it's not too much that you're going to be sleepy. So I would, any kind of citrus I would probably recommend.
Like lemon, see, it makes me think of my grandmother dusted the house all the time with lemon pledge.
Lemon pledge, yeah.
And it smells so good. So it always reminds me of, it's clean and it's fresh. What about somebody who's suffering anxiety? A lot of folks are suffering anxiety these days.
That's for sure. So there's a relaxing blend that we can put together that's mostly lavender, but it's got a couple of other things like rosemary and almost a sweet smelling floral that would help with that for sure. I would recommend for any kind of anxiety, also for depression.
Yeah, we're beekeepers now. We have bees,
nice.
And they're tame. They're as long as you're not afraid of them, they're not afraid of you.
Good to know.
It's pretty cool. Just in case you walk outside and see some bees out there beginning to kind of like swarm around a little bit. No, they stay in the back right there. That's where everything is. But even bees And so I was talking with an old beekeeper,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to tell you what, this guy has all the knowledge in the world about beekeeping. And he said, you need to spray a little bit of that lemon essential oil. He said, I had to be sold on that about 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, really? And he said, even the bees will simmer down. They'll settle down just a little bit. They
Mm-hmm.
love lemon.
Oh yeah, it's
Lemon
nice and relaxing
verbena.
for sure, but it's not like overly relaxing. So I
Mm-hmm.
would, if somebody's in the business environment, that's one that I would say. But yeah, it's that good clean essential oil is always a good
Mm-hmm.
kind of multi-use thing. So.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Jason Fowler is with us right now, one of my buddies from the past, and so he is a massage therapist. Now let's talk about the different clients you have. I know you mentioned pregnancy, also
Mm-hmm.
going into businesses,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. How can you help pregnant women?
So pregnancy massages is pretty essential. It's one of the best things that I learned in school is how to do this, because especially if mom is used to getting massage, keep doing that for sure, because it's not only good for her but good for baby, because it's relaxing. It keeps the blood flowing properly, because as her center of gravity changes and things
And it
become,
does, believe me. You're
Mhm.
walking this way a lot.
Right, and as that happens, a whole lot up here starts to get really tight. So
Uh-huh.
we can help. We can't move that center of gravity, but we can help relax everything and
Mm-hmm.
kind of get it back to where it was. But as she's moving and things are growing and she's definitely becoming more uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
massage can definitely help with that. And whenever like fluid gets caught in the legs and can't pump back up
Oh, I
properly, we
remember
can
that.
definitely help with, you know, mama hasn't seen her feet in 3 months and I come in and massage, she's pretty
I
happy
remember
with me.
that.
So so I love that. But yeah, pregnancy massages, it's one of those things that a therapist usually either loves it or hates it, and I love it. So I get a lot of referrals from other therapists who say, hey, she's pregnant, work on her for 9 months, and then
Yeah.
I'll send her back to her original. But yeah, I've got a lot of pregnancy clients that they're pretty happy. So
That's awesome.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of happy mamas there. You know, you're making me think of something else with my grandmother. I remember when I was pregnant,
Mhm.
and this is back. My son is like 43 years old, but this is back before you could see what the baby looked like inside sonograms and stuff like that. And my grandmother said, "You need to read to that baby," and I
Mhm.
said, "But it can't hear me." And she said, "Yes, it can."
Mhm.
And she goes to the Bible where she said John the Baptist leaped inside
Right.
Martha's womb and all that, and it made sense. And now he's an avid reader. I mean, you never see him without a book.
Oh,
And she said, "Oh, make them smart. You need to read."
right.
And some of those things that you're doing and you're helping that child with.
Absolutely. Can be lifelong.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
just kind of hated. Mother used to like donuts, so I like donuts, which is
Yeah.
sad. The chocolate covered ones with the cream on the inside,
Those
so
are the
she had a
best,
lot of those. Now, also, massage therapy can help lose weight. I know you lost some weight.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But it can definitely help with if you're having that kind of trouble and you are having that plateau. Sometimes we can't move the weight, but we can definitely help flush things out, if that makes sense. So yeah, it can. There's so many benefits to it for sure.
So we talked about mamas, and this can help you out as well. Now let's talk. How can folks get? We're going to talk a little bit farther, but if you're a pregnant lady and you would love to have Jason come and help you, how can folks get in contact with you? We'll
So-
mention this throughout the show.
The easiest thing is probably my website, which is sceniccitymobile.com. You can book online. You can see what all's out there, different modalities that we do, that kind of stuff. Or you can always call or text my phone numbers, 423-805-6967.
Or if you're driving down the road right now and you can't ride it, everybody's got my phone number. All you got to just say, "Donna, that massage guy was on the show. How can I get in contact with him?"
Exactly.
Go ahead and do that. Now, I know everything has to be done by appointment, but do you ever have emergency care?
I do. I've got sometimes a client is just they've hurt themselves or they need something a lot quicker than what they've scheduled, maybe 3 weeks out, and we need to do something pretty quick. So I'm usually pretty flexible. If somebody really needs something, we can usually get them in, and I can get to them pretty quick. So
Yeah, because emergencies happen. There can be someone, maybe a relative or someone has to go to the hospital, and somebody just kind of, 'cause I had an aunt who did that one time. She went into shock,
Oh.
and they sent, this is back in the 80s, 1985, and they sent a massage therapist in to help her, and it really did.
Absolutely, pain does not live in the 9 to 5 world. So I definitely work pretty much all hours just to help whoever really needs it. So.
Now we've talked about mommies to be. Let's go ahead and talk about businesses and how that works. So how would a business set a time up for you?
So usually we book those. It's all dependent on how many employees they want to get on the table or how many employees they have that we can get on the table. And usually it's either 15 minutes or a half hour each, depending on how many they have and what they want to book. But we book like 4 hours at a time, and we come in and do half-hour appointment each. And those usually everybody keeps their clothes on, and we just kind of do a simple massage. They're in the business, and that really helps to improve morale. Who doesn't love a massage, even at work, because you're going to feel better. Even if you're not sleepy later, you're still going to feel better and be more productive. But yeah, they can definitely get in touch with me again through the website or text me, and then we can book however long they need to book for.
Yeah, and that would be a great perk, because employers are always looking for something different,
Absolutely.
Don't do the Jelly of the Month club.
Right.
This would be the best thing to do. Massage therapy, and you could, like maybe set it up on some kind of a thing where the best motivated employee of the month or something like that, or the top 5 producers or something like that. That'd be a great. I would have loved that when I was working with GTE.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got one place that I go in about once a month, and everybody loves massage day, so we go in and work on everybody. And they've seen pretty impressive results on employee productivity because of that, and you feel valued, which is pretty important these days.
Absolutely. What about sports teams? I have a friend who is actually a sports not massage therapist, but she's sports medicine is what she does. She travels around with, that's a dream job. She travels around with college football teams.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but
you could do that.
Yeah, there's several teams that, these are high school teams usually, but I mean any team definitely we could get in with. But and that helps not only if they do injure themselves, we're there to help, but it can help prevent injury. It can help push past a plateau if somebody's like been training for a certain event or whatever. We can help with that, and again, kind of improves morale. So never bad there.
I can always say that happened, and for coaches too. Maybe the players can go in and say he needs to be relaxed just a little bit.
That won't train you that hard.
You could. I mean, there are so many for anybody who's actually thinking about a career. Massage therapy. You could travel around with ships, and
I was shocked whenever I got into it exactly how versatile it is, because you can work in a spa, or you can work for yourself, you can do mobile like I do, or you can get on a cruise ship and you can see the world and all kinds of different things, or you can like get into specific things like sports medicine or a chiropractic office, whatever. There's just so many ways you can go with massage therapy.
What's the best kind of training that's out there? I know some of our tech schools.
Most training is through actually technical college or a massage school specifically. So that just depends on what's closest to that person. But yeah, a lot of it is through technical colleges these days.
Northeast Alabama Community College is one of our sponsors here on the show, and I know they have a great program out there as well.
Yeah, I've worked with a couple of students from there, and they know what they're doing, so that's always nice.
Absolutely. We're going to have to go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Y'all hang in there. More interesting. I'd like for you to talk about the different types of massage.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back in just a few minutes. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Hey, we are back. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio. We are your source for news and entertainment. You can find us several different ways. Television, channel 182, and that's in North Alabama. Charter Communications, and then Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We appreciate you watching. I know you could be doing anything else, and I know you're loving this segment right here with Jason Fowler. Jason Fowler is one of my old buddies from a long time ago, and so we were in another business together.
We were.
Several years, and that was a lot of fun.
It was, yeah. A lot of fun working together.
Yeah, a lot of it was skincare and stuff like that, and so that was just a whole bunch of fun. Jason has always been one of those guys who really cares about people. You really care about the feelings of people, and you're always there to help.
It's important. Anytime you can be there to help somebody, I always think that's the best thing for sure.
Jason was my boss, and I used to whine about him, whine to him all the time. No, not so bad. But anyway, it's just always good. I could always, and I just want to say this to you, if you're thinking about using Jason, this guy listens to you, okay? And he's not going to be judgmental or anything like that. He's not going to read something that's not there. Really care. And so I would have some issues of some things that would be happening with our job. And so I always felt very comfortable calling Jason. I didn't worry him to death, but I'd just call him and I would just say, hey, Jason, what about this? What about that? We would have little places that we would go to demonstrate and show people the products and stuff like that. But I appreciate everything you always did to help me.
Well, thank you.
And he'll be here to help you too. So you really need to call him. Now you can go to Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia.
Yes, I'm licensed in all three because where I live, I was pretty centrally located, and I thought it would be worth it to be able to help as many people as possible to get licensed in all three. So I can go anywhere in Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama.
Well, now that you're doing this, you have family members who normally wouldn't speak to you who will walk up to you and say, "I've got this problem right back here
Yeah,
in my."
I'm pretty popular at Christmas and
Yeah, I bet you
Thanksgiving,
are.
until they get my bill.
Yeah, the bill comes.
Right.
So that's good. Let's talk a little bit about, because there are so many different types of massages. I didn't realize there were so many.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds. My big specialties are deep tissue therapeutic. So you come in, you have an issue that you really need worked on, a shoulder pain or your hips are sore, anything like that that we can really therapeutically help. That's a big part of what I do. Pregnancy, like I mentioned, is a big part of what I do. But there's also relaxation. I mean, if somebody wants to go to sleep, I can definitely do that for them. But there's also sports massage. If somebody's, especially if they're training for like a triathlon, and we can do, they divide that up into pre-event, post-event, recovery, and then actual rehab. So we can do whatever it is they need to push past maybe that plateau that they've reached, or if they're trying to increase their performance. All of that falls under sports massage. We can also do reflexology, which is basically,
What is that?
it's basically a glorified foot massage. So in Chinese medicine, they've mapped the body onto the foot, and so different pressure points is really what you're working. Correlate to different organs or places in the body, and it's super relaxing. I've never had anybody complain about reflexology.
I bet you haven't. So it all works like your big toe means something, your little toe. So what does the big toe do?
So the big toe is actually the head. So the top of it is like your sinuses. The side of it is mostly like your neck area, things like that. But yeah, it's throughout the whole part of the foot. Is the whole body's mapped on it.
I've seen people like at the bottom of their foot, kind of the sole. You know, they'll rub their own for some reason.
Right.
What are they doing?
Usually, so right where the arch is like hips and low back. So if you've got a lot of low back issues, that would be one good place to work. The heel itself is your glute area. So if you've got, so if you sit a lot or anything like that, that would be a good place to work. And there's
somebody who's active with a computer all day long.
Absolutely, yeah. And on the inside of your foot is kind of the whole spine. So if you've got back issues, that would be a place to work and deal with for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
I'm going to get back into pregnancy. I wanted to ask a question, and this is if you're pregnant, should your doctor be the one who approves this, or at least you let the doctor know, or because
Not
it's natural, who cares?
Right. It's not necessarily. Now
He's just going to be happy, wouldn't he?
Right. There are two schools of thought about the first trimester. Some people say to avoid massage in the first trimester. Some people don't. I've done research and never found any kind of medical evidence that massage has had any kind of negative effect. The only issue that I ever caution against is if she had trouble getting pregnant, I might wait a little while. But if she's used to getting massage, it's kind of counterintuitive to stop for 12 weeks and then start again. So if she's used to it, for sure, keep going. But there's really no reason not to get a massage when you're pregnant. So.
I know a place you need to hang out is when the women are having their babies, the husbands. Like my brother had a camcorder, and all you can see from the camcorder is where he passed out, apparently. And it's going, maybe for the husbands.
Yeah, there could be.
So they'll shut up and go sit down.
Yep.
Yeah, hang out there. That'd be a good start.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about pregnancy. What about folks who have diabetes?
So that is a big part of that is neuropathy. And that can come into, the feet. Again, reflexology is really good for that. But yeah, there's no reason not to get a massage with diabetes. But I would I've got some diabetic clients that I work on their feet quite a bit with reflexology, and it helps to get blood flow back into that area.
Circulation.
So, exactly.
Yeah, because that's a big issue. And if you don't get that circulation going, you could lose a limb.
Right. It could get real bad real quick. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and so for weight loss, I've got to ask this. I got to make sure I'm not smelling apple pie all the time. So, is there a particular blend that you could use to help lose weight, or is there a one size fits all there?
I don't know. There's
or do you just
specific.
do things in moderation.
Yeah, it's kind of that all that stuff they tell you to do. But I don't know if there's a specific. I wish, but I'd be really rich if I could find that.
Let's do some research on that, Jason.
Okay.
Now let's get back into sports again. I know I keep jumping around.
Okay.
But my uncle used to play football, and And my grandmother was the type who'd run out on the field when he would stumble. You know,
Mm.
it would embarrass him to death, and they'd be
Right.
like, I wish you wouldn't do that. It's really embarrassing when you do that. So, are you ever like on call? Like if you're at a ball game and somebody gets hurt and no one comes out on the field, especially a high school football game?
I've been to a few games, and I'm not necessarily on call, but there have been a couple of times when they've hurt themselves that I've been able to kind of jump in pretty quick and say, you know, quicker recovery, especially if they've
That was what I was getting at.
right, if they hurt themselves, if it's muscular in any way, then we can definitely help with whatever it is. Now, if it's deeper than, you know, bone, we can't do that. But any kind of muscular or soft tissue issue, then we can definitely. And the quicker you get to that, the better for sure. So,
Absolutely. Now, I've seen, and I had this done when we went to close to Vegas. And so I laid on my back.
Mm-hmm.
She told me I had knots. What's knots?
So knots are basically over tight or over tense areas. So
You bring it on yourself, though, basically.
Basically, so if you are stressed out and you don't do anything to get rid of that, then it can basically build up in your muscle, and the more it builds, the tighter it gets, and then eventually it turns into what we call a knot. And you'll be able to feel it either on yourself, or whenever I'm working on it, you'll feel, ooh, you know, that's that more tender area, or it actually feels like, hey, I'm, you know, running over a walnut or something. So but you can feel it for sure, even as the client, and as we work on it. Now, sometimes that requires some deeper work, and it does require multiple sessions, because it didn't get there one day. We're not going to get it out in one day. But yeah, it's just over tense areas pretty much.
Yeah. Are you finding people with type A personalities are more likely to have, because I'm a type A. You told me that once. You're type A, you know that?
Yeah, that's definitely pretty popular among that group. But I mean, even
because you just like sliding in the home base, right
right
at the nick of
at
time.
the very end. That's right.
You remember that about me,
I
too.
remember.
Yeah.
But I relate, so we're
Yeah.
good.
So that was okay. So that really has to be done in sessions.
It's a good expectation on the client to not expect everything to be healed at once. Because if you think about, well, it took you, you know, 5 years to get to this, you can't expect me to be able to work it out in, you know, an hour or 90 minutes. So, but yeah, if we can do multiple sessions,
There's
can
no
really,
Reader's Digest version of this.
Unfortunately, no. It's one of those things that it's a longer process, but it's a more stable process.
Yeah.
So
I can see that working out so much better for you than some people start taking pills and stuff like that, and you start getting addicted to it.
And you have to take a pill for the side effect of the first pill and all that. Yeah. So if you can do the more natural remedy of massage and chiropractic and aromatherapy, definitely that's the route to go. If you can let the body heal itself, that's the way God intended.
Absolutely. So is there someone who should not have massage therapy?
There's no like certain population that should just automatically be neglected, but if you're sick, definitely don't, you know, come in. If you're running a fever, that's a contraindication. If you have any kind of open wound, we can't, you know, it's usually a local contraindication. We have to work above that. Any kind of surgery where your doctor has said, you know, for sure. But even with surgery, we can usually get in pretty quick, and if it's an invasive thing, we can like work on the scar tissue so it doesn't build up too bad. So there's a lot of benefits.
Such as back surgery, or you know, a lot of folks are getting hip surgeries, and it's not as bad as it used to be, because now they're doing less laparoscopic type stuff.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Even my massage teacher, she had a hip replacement, and she showed us that they actually only cut 2 muscles, so everything else they just kind of moved out of the way. And the quicker she could get back into massage, receiving massage, the better, because then that muscle heals a whole lot quicker that way.
What about women who are going through menstrual cycles, or maybe they're just right there on the border, they're about to have a hysterectomy? What do you recommend?
Anytime
to
that
put them in a better mood, so I was there too.
That would probably be a more relaxing massage, just to help, you know, move things along. I mean, we could definitely do deep tissue. There's no reason not to. But if she's stressed out, then relaxing may be the true way to go.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to do. Mother's Day's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do gift certificates and
I
that
do.
kind of thing?
I do. You can buy those on my website.
Mm-hmm. And just, I mean, that would just be a really sweet thing for you, without you having to say, honey, chill.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
give them yeah, we all heard that as women. So, take a chill pill. Don't take a chill pill. Buy get a gift certificate.
Exactly.
And then you can use it anytime you want to.
Anytime. That's right.
But now you guys get stressed out too. It's not just us.
That's right. And we do couples massage. I work with another therapist, so we can definitely do in-home couples massage, which have been pretty popular in any hotel. We've done, a lot of that stuff with people that are coming into town. So if you know anybody coming into town, we can definitely help with that. So.
Oh yeah, Mr. Corporate person, you're thinking about starting a business in this area, and you've been stressed out. Maybe we ask you a lot of questions.
Exactly.
Stressing you too much. But that would be a great thing to do.
Right. Another cool thing that I didn't think about with massage is I work with real estate agents, and they have those indecisive clients. So they buy them a massage in the home they're thinking about buying, and they're super relaxed. I've closed a lot of deals for people, I'll tell you that.
Idea.
So, hint, hint.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Now, I was about to get to the stones. That when you do stone massage, hot stones.
You can do hot stone or cold stone.
How does that work?
That's a big thing to help get heat into the muscle a lot quicker, which relaxes it.
Yeah.
And it helps. There's usually not a lot of pressure with that because it is heat, and you have to be careful with that. But it does help relax quicker because it is heat into the muscle that we can help. And then cold stone is kind of the reverse. If it's almost an overstretched muscle, we can help with cold stones that way.
Yeah, so what do you keep the stones in the fridge or in a
Well,
ice
they're actually
chest
just
or
kind of
something?
room temperature.
Yep, because the stone is going to be cold anyway.
Exactly. So the hot stone we put, in warm water or in the heat in some way, but a cold stone is really just kind of room temperature because it's colder to the skin. So.
I'm thinking about different elements, and I know I have a friend who actually passed away with a brain aneurysm.
Oh, goodness.
And she had migraine headaches really bad. So would that help?
We can definitely help with, especially if they're tension induced. And it comes from like the back of the skull and things like that. I've got a lot of clients that if they don't get regular massage, they'll get migraines regularly. So it's more preventative at that point. But if you suffer from more than 2 headaches a month, I would definitely look at massage therapy to help reduce that for you.
Let's talk about preventative. That can, because if you're not really, if you can just get it handled before it gets worse,
Right.
and prevent it, maybe you have a family history of migraines,
Exactly.
So, I mean, to me, that's just the best thing because you don't start taking pills,
Right,
and things
right.
like that.
That ounce of
I
prevention.
will fuss about that the rest of my life. I will, because there's, and again, anything foreign going into your body, a lot of the medications, and some of the capsules will have gelatin on them. Well, that's petroleum. That's foreign going into your body. So we beg you not to do that.
Exactly.
But how can you catch something before it happens? How can you know you
It just, that usually comes from experience. If you know that you're susceptible to a certain issue, whether it's a headache or your feet hurt more because you work on them a lot or whatever that is, then knowing that experience is really where we can kind of come in and cut it off at the knees and be able to help prevent those over or chronic or not chronic, but acute issues that do come up pretty quick. So.
Absolutely. Let's go into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes. You hang in there, okay? The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018
you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest MyPillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have MyPillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing MyPillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Begin a great year and save big money with these specials at Albertville Foodland Plus. A 5-pound bag of red or gold potatoes only $2.99 each. Warm up with Campbell's Chunky Soup, 2 for $4. Slim down with gold salads, only $2.99 each. And make sure to check out the deli with fresh veggies and tasty pork chops or hand-battered chicken fingers, only $5.99. Check us out on the web at shop.foodlandgrocery.com.
Okay, we are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IAC Radio, and you're your source for news and information. You can find us right here with Jason Fowler. So we've been talking about massage therapy and how important that is. It's a preventative, it's just it's a healthy way to do it without getting into medications and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Fibromyalgia, my goodness. I have a friend in Charlotte. It was just, oh my goodness, it would just cripple her almost.
Mm-hmm. It's thought to come from overactive nerves, and if you get regular massage, it can definitely reduce any kind of flare-up that you're going to get or any kind of symptoms that do come on, because if you're become used to not being touched and everything starts to overact, then it's not a good thing. So if you can get everything to relax again and get that central nervous system back to calm, back down, it really does help in a very powerful way.
Well, she was a cat person, and so she said my cat would just brush by me and it would hurt.
And sometimes when they're having that flare up, there's nothing that we can do at that point. But again, this comes down to prevention and being able to catch it before that happens. So, if we get that and we can reduce those days of flare up or whatever, then it's really, and everybody's different, so it just depends on, every client is different. So that just depends on where they're at and what they're experiencing at that time. So.
Would you suggest folks have massage therapy maybe right before they're going into a big surgery?
It could definitely be a good thing, especially if you're nervous about that surgery, because then it's just a physiological thing. If you're nervous, your whole body's going to be affected, and so if you can help relax and get that stress out, then it could be a quicker recovery. It could be very beneficial.
I'm also thinking about as you get older, and if you're the type of person who loves to garden, it wouldn't hurt to get massage therapy, wouldn't it? Because you're doing this bending and stretching, and you're using muscles you haven't used all winter.
Right. Yeah, anytime, and not just gardening, anybody that's coming into more active lifestyle in the spring now is really important because you're not used to it. Or New Year's resolution people, I see that a lot. Like they start working out and they've not worked out in 10 years and now they're more likely to hurt themselves. So anytime you get into activity that you're not used to, it's a good idea to get a massage so that you can recover quicker and be able to get back to what you enjoy doing.
Is acupuncture a kind of a sister or a cousin
Kind
to
of.
massage therapy?
It's a more advanced degree, and we can do acupressure, which is us working those same points, and acupuncture is the needle actually going into the.
I'll take yours over the needle.
Some people just don't like needles, so and I get it, but yeah, it's definitely one of those things, kind of like chiropractic, that can work really well together with massage therapy. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them being sister cousins.
For sure.
Yeah, as well. Now we've mentioned the stone massage and the deep tissue. Let's get a little bit more into deep tissue.
Okay.
Is that a little more involved?
It can be for sure, and I want to be very clear that deep tissue does not always mean deep pressure. You can do deep tissue because, like, stretching is considered deep tissue because you're getting all the way into the joint.
Okay.
So and it's not deep pressure. Some people, it's kind of an interchangeable word for them, but really it's two different things. Deep pressure is, okay, I'm like digging my elbow into your low back. But deep tissue is, I'm going to be able to work not just this top layer of muscle, but we can get as far down as the inner muscles, and we can really work that. That doesn't always require deep pressure. So, but yeah, it's different techniques. Deep pressure and deep tissue are usually slower as far as the actual stroke on the body, things like that.
Is there one massage therapy agent that's more popular than all of them? Like, do more people want the deep stone or deep tissue?
Most of my clients want deep tissue, and they want the deeper pressure, which is fine. You know, everybody's different. Some people, like, I'm really good, I can dish it out, but I can't take it. So I prefer a lighter massage whenever I'm receiving. But people want what they want. And if you're used to deeper work or whatever, then definitely you want to keep doing that, you know. So.
How about during the summertime? We're about to have summer on us, and thank God, I am just not a winter person at all. So is hydration important? You need to make sure you drink plenty of fluids before you go in, maybe afterwards. Does that have any play into it at all?
Both are pretty important, and it's funny, I can always tell if you're well hydrated or not because of how much your skin sucks up my oil, so it's just part of it. But yeah, hydration is definitely important because as we move things around, you want to flush anything out that may get dislodged. So you know, drinking more. We were taught in school to drink more fluid. Take that as you will. I always say water, but if you're a beer person, I'm not gonna say anything against it. But definitely want to hydrate more. So that is usually water.
A friend of mine is an esthetician, you know, your sister is one. And so she had mentioned to me, she lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's in her 80s now. Does not look it. Never had a facelift, nothing like that. But her big thing was, I'm just a coffee person. I mean, I could drink easy 4 cups of coffee, in no time. And she said, I just want you to realize that for every 1 cup of coffee you are drinking, you've got to drink 3 cups of water.
Yep. Coffee is one of those things that will dehydrate you, unfortunately, because I love it too. But yeah, water is important for the whole body for sure. But staying hydrated is, especially coming up on summer and hotter weather, is super important.
Well, my knees used to crack. And I just kind of thought, well, going up the stairs, I'm just getting older. And so she heard that and she said, yeah, I can tell that coffee.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what do I do about it? And she said, drink more water. And my knees are not cracking anymore.
It's weird how the body works sometimes, right?
Yeah. So how do we listen to our body?
It's
a lot
just
of
one of those
preventative is
things.
just listening, right?
It is. It's just becoming more in tune with what you know you're doing, and then being able to realize that, if you feel sluggish at the end of the day, well, what did you eat, or what did you drink, or did you not drink, things like that, and being able to correlate between the two. Like if you eat a really high carb diet, you're going to feel more sluggish than if you eat higher protein. that's just part of it too. So.
You gonna fuss at me because I like to eat sweets?
Oh
that
no,
not a
not
good
at all. I
thing?
love sweets too.
Our chocolate binges. Like we used to do.
That's right.
But now some chocolate's good for you.
That is true.
That dark chocolate
dark
is.
chocolate is recommended.
But
so.
I like the milk chocolate better. I
Me
know. So are there some foods maybe you shouldn't eat before you go in and get a massage?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't recommend like,
Big
having
Mac and fries and stuff?
I wouldn't recommend a heavy meal before going in,
Yeah.
maybe. But there's no certain, hard and fast rule or anything. So, and if you're going to do like a corporate event, if we do chair massage, it's actually important that you eat before so that your blood pressure doesn't drop and then you pass out on me. That's never good. So.
Well, there are different forms of massage therapy as well. My friend I was telling you about in the Anniston area, so she used to get to travel with Kenny Rogers. Man, I was jealous of that. She traveled all over the world with him. And then she gets married. That's the neat thing about massage therapy is you can go through different seasons of your life.
That's true.
And so she gets married, so wants to stay home with a hubby and not travel all over the world because of his job, and then started having kids. So she graduated away from that. She always said, I graduated. So she starts having the family. So now she has her own practice, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And then COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurt her business. So then she started kind of doing the travel like you're doing. Then she's retired now. She's not even doing massage therapy.
Yeah, so I graduated in 2019, and then COVID hit 2020. But I do mobile massage, and I'm actually considered an in-home healthcare provider. So when
You're
spas,
essential.
so when spas were shutting down and people were having to not get massage, I was able to actually bring massage to them when they needed it most because COVID was happening. Now, of course, we were safe and masked up and all of that, so we were following guidelines, and massage therapists were taught hospital level sanitation and cleanliness, so that wasn't an issue. But again, when everything else was shutting down, we were able to come in and say, we can offer this in your home, it's a lot safer, that kind of thing. So
I would like that too because you kind of, it's your business,
Mhm.
and so that's
Right.
just I'm really proud of you.
yeah. And I find that clients doing mobile, they're more relaxed in their home. So they have their familiar surroundings,
Right.
and that way they're not worried about going into a strange place with a strange person or anything like that. Like they know, okay, we're going to set up in their living room or whatever, and so they're more comfortable in their own surroundings.
You have a table and stuff you bring?
Yeah, I bring everything that I need, the table, bolsters, sheets, oils, everything I need. All I need from you is the space in your body on my table.
There you go, man. That sounds like a really interesting thing. What are some things you learned in class that you just, I never thought it would happen that way?
Yeah,
That
a
would be
lot of
part of
the
it.
stuff that we learned was, of course, you learn how to do massage. You have to learn, the human body and everything, but just how versatile massage is and how many different ways you really can go with it. Rather you do travel the world with, a country music singer, or you're working in a spa or for yourself or whatever, or if it's medical massage and you're working in a doctor's office working on specific issues, whatever. So that was one of the biggest things for me, is because I was one of those people that thought, oh, massage is one of those fluff things, like, oh, okay, I'll get the massage for my birthday or whatever, not realizing how important regular massage really
It's
is.
a necessity, isn't it?
It really
And
is.
what do you mean by regular massage? How often should you get one?
So this is what I tell clients. Regular massage is important, and that is depending on what you can do. So if that means you can get one once a month, great. Once every other month, great. Once every 6 weeks. What you don't want to do is get one every month for 3 months and then stop for 6 months. So it's really comes down to a budgetary thing. Because whenever I was in massage school, we gave and received a massage every single day. So there's no cap on the high end of you shouldn't have this many massages. It's really come down to what can your time and your budget afford that we can come in regularly, because that's what's really the best. So whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah. Playing music can relax you. So do you have music playing or just whatever the customer prefers?
So I tell every client it's your massage. If you have certain music that you enjoy that relaxes you, that's what we'll play.
Hard rock wouldn't relax you with.
Well, some people it does. I've had some
Heavy metal.
I've given some massages with like concert music level, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
if that
whatever
relaxes
trips
you,
your trigger.
right, this is your massage. So, but I do bring music. So if you don't have anything specific, then I've got soft music. But if you like Adele or country music or whatever, then it's your
So
massage.
be it.
We'll play whatever you want. So
So we talked about different ages. Now we didn't talk about the elderly,
mhm.
and can that help?
It can definitely help because
People with
as
maybe
people,
dementia, that kind of thing.
well, as people get older, you think about the body starts closing in on itself. You get like the hump in the back, or you start and you're just not as active. So we can really help with stretching everything back out. Not that we're doing super stretch, but we can get things back to where they were. And I've seen a lot of clients that helps range of motion. They're able to just live a better life because they're able to move better. They're not in pain anymore, that kind of stuff. So it doesn't, there's not a specific issue I can really think about with the elderly other than improving life.
I'm just saying though that it could help with the blood flow going back to your brain. I'm sure studies are being done
I'm sure.
about that.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you get better circulation is a great thing. So for sure.
We're getting close to the end of the show. Let's talk about kids. I would have probably been diagnosed with ADD when I was a kid. But back then, you just got a whipping. You were told to be quiet. But now we'd probably be diagnosed as that. Is that something that can help children?
Massage can definitely help on all ends because if they're overactive and hyper, then we can, if they can stay still long enough, and I've worked with children, and it's sometimes only like a 30-minute massage, which is fine. Like everybody's different, but can again help to calm everything back down. It's an overactive nervous system, that kind of thing. So if we can relax them, then yeah, that's good. And infants too, if they have like issues with bowel movements, we can definitely help move things along to help that situation. So
And that also helps the digestive system.
Exactly.
Too, because some people they can eat anything. I know another friend of mine, I'm going to have to send these friends to you so we get them straightened out. But sometimes he can just eat something and it just kind of goes down. I'm not sure what the deal is there.
Yeah, and that's definitely a digestive issue. But yeah, we can help if you're irregular or anything like that. Then there are certain abdominal massages that we can do to help make you more regular. So.
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while it can be at a restaurant and maybe the food just doesn't go down and that makes him sick to his stomach.
I bet, yeah. But yeah, massage can help with that to help. Again, you're just moving things the way they're supposed to be moving. So
let's talk just a few minutes left. Let's talk about your website. What can people find on your website and how can that be helpful?
Okay, so the website talks about the different modalities that we offer. It shows price points. It does show how you can book online. And it also has, we have certain add-ons that you can add to massages and stuff like that. And then a little bit about us as the therapists. So.
Absolutely. So, and then folks you can always call me and I can get in contact with them. But if you want to go directly on the website, how can you do that?
That is www.sceniccitymobilemassage.com.
I know some folks, I see y'all driving around and you need massage therapy. So do give him a call. Jason's a good friend of mine. So, it's somebody you can trust and you really care.
Oh, yeah. That's
folks.
the big part of what I enjoy doing is helping as many people as possible.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on ICE Radio. It stands for In Christ Radio, or it can also stand for In Ice Cream. And, so good. Later, remember it as well. And you can also find us on television on Charter Communications, Channel 182, and that's in North Alabama. You can also find us worldwide. We're syndicated on Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching. You're the apple of my eye. Thank you for doing anything else, but you're watching us right now. This is a good segment here with Jason. You take care.